Good afternoon and welcome to Sports Federation TV. I'm Elton Davids, I'm your host. And tonight we've got an exciting lineup. We're chatting sport, fitness and aerobics and fencing. I'm joined in studio by two people who are wearing strange colors, I would assume. Mazan, how are you?
I'm good, and you?
Good, good. Adley, you well?
I'm good, man. Thanks.
Good, good. Fitness, sport and aerobics, Mazan, what is that all about?
Wow, we have so many factors in our competition. It's actually a real for all type of competition. We've got from fitness aerobics from beginner level to groups to individuals. We've got a category which also is hip hop so we cater for people that want to do more in a sport aerobic fitness direction, and also more of the dancers that go into the hip hop direction.
Okay, so it's a wide variety of...
Very wide. Very wide.
Okay, interesting. Hadley, what is your involvement in all of this?
Well, I'm an athlete, so African athlete. So I'm in a team with Mazan. She coaches and choreographs the routine for that team. And yeah, I've been in there for about 5 years now with the federation, and really growing as a dancer, growing as a person. I mean, I can tell you now, I wasn't the little boy I was 5 years ago. So really growing as a person and yeah, enjoying it.
But now here's a question. You talk about aerobics. Is it not just for ladies?
No. We've got two categories.
Oh, okay.
But we've got men in the aerobic category as well. So you do have male categories, but he's in the hip hop side. So obviously with the hip hop side, you've got from male, female, mixed groups. So it's definitely for all. And also with the aerobic side, we have male competing. Not so much in South Africa yet. We're working on that. We're getting there. But internationally, there's loads.
Because one would assume that with aerobics is generally perceived to be a woman's sport.
Yes, in the gym.
In the gym. Okay,
Yeah.
that's the difference.
Yeah, but we're not the same as the gym.
Okay, so explain the difference to me then.
Okay, so we obviously we have to put a routine together. It's 2 minutes long, which sounds very short for most people, but it's high impact. So 2 minutes is a tough one, and there's a lot of moves that you can do in 2 minutes. You have to run around, well, not run really, you hop around like with aerobic moves across the floor, and you have skills that you do like push-ups, splits, jumps into splits, holds, presses, things like that. So it's really quite advanced. There's a lot of criteria that you have to follow. So it's really high level of fitness and strength, core stability, flexibility, things like that. So it's quite, and you have to have coordination because it's dancing moves as well, and it has to be on music. So there's quite a few things that you will have to do to be
I think that's where you've lost me, and where you will lose a lot of guys is the coordination. The twee linkerbene, soos hulle sê.
Shame.
I'm just
There's
asking
some guys that have coordination.
Adley must be one of them. He's got a colors.
Yeah, but for hip hop though, not
okay.
the aerobic
Hip-hop,
side.
Okay,
Yeah,
we'll
that's
explore
too
the hip hop a bit in a bit, Adley.
Yeah.
So tell me a bit about this aerobics. So you've got a 2 minute routine, set music for everybody in the competition.
No. You have categories where it is set routines.
Right.
That's more the beginner categories, because when we have athletes that we have aerofit category, which is for more beginners. We have that a lot in the schools. So we try to get teachers involved, and it's difficult for teachers because they are not qualified to choreograph a routine from scratch. So they get set music, set routine, and things like that. So they get judged on execution, who was the fittest, who was the most synchronized, stage personality, things like that.
We'll come to you. Let's check out what sports fitness aerobics is really all about. Let's check this out. I'm quite tired just watching that. I mean, that's like so much energy. And I see that the guys are there from what age? What's the youngest person, Mazan?
The youngest is 7 that can compete. Not all the way to nationals, but they can compete in the Western Province, Western Cape Province Championships. So yeah, that is quite tiny. But they're entertaining, that age.
Absolutely. I mean, I was there at that champs at the Good Hope Centre last year, and it was lots of action, lots of fun. Parents there supporting.
Yeah.
That place was packed.
Yeah.
Is that what the competition's all about on a normal scale?
Yeah, always, always. I mean, like I said, you've got so many different categories, and I forgot previously to mention we've got solo, we've got the battles as you could see. So you can enter in individuals in the sport aerobics, or a team, or 3, or in hip hop you can do a team of 5 to 8 in a group, or you can do the big teams as you saw, and then obviously the solo battles. So there's so much things, and it's so busy, and it's just so exciting, and it's always energy, and it's parents screaming and going crazy, my child, and so.
Adley, tell me a bit about hip hop, because now we've spoken a bit about the aerobic side. The hip hop, how does that work? Similar to the aerobic side?
No, the hip hop is a bit more. Well, I will classify it more free, but hip hop does have its criteria, not as strict as with the aerobic side. But the hip hop side is very free. The hip hop side is you bring your originality, your creativity. I mean, we every year aim to come with a bang, and we excite and we entertain, and but with the criteria we also have to keep in mind our synchronization technique, our skill, and all that stuff. So it's quite exciting stuff.
So how long in advance do you prepare for a competition?
Well, our competitions normally run, our Western Cape Championships normally run in May. So we start in January already. We have our auditions in December. We settle who's going to be the team for the next year. Then January we start off and start preparing and doing the best we can. We prepare months ahead with Mazan.
You just have to showcase variety of styles and variety of ability and technique. So there's not really like rules in the sense of you cannot do this and you cannot do that. So you do really have freedom. So it's actually you as a choreographer or coach can really and also what fits with the crew, because that also is very important, that you have to sort of showcase what you are about.
Yep.
And I think it's about who executes it the best.
Yeah.
At the end of the day. Yourselves are the best.
And who does the best on stage.
Yeah.
Let's take a short ad break. Let's see what else is on stage. We'll see you now. This is Sports Federation TV. We're chatting sport, fitness and aerobics. I'm joined in the studio by Mazan and Hadley. So you were telling me that hip-hop is like a fun thing for you. But now that you've got rules, it changes the game.
Yeah, not necessarily, because it is free still, because hip-hop is something that I do enjoy and love in all forms, whether it be with the rules and the regulations, and also whether it be when I'm just enjoying a battle, a cypher, doing whatever I love. So it's quite fun for me still. Yeah.
What's a battle? What's a cypher? These are like strange terms to me, guy.
No, you get different battles of different styles. I specialize in popping. So battle would normally be like, you come up, you do your thing, you battle the other guy.
Okay, so it's a dual one-on-one.
It's a one-on-one.
Okay.
You get 2-on-2s, you get lots of stuff, you get crew battles as well.
Okay.
But yeah, what I specialize in was the one-on-one battling. So, normally I will come out the victor.
Normally?
Normally.
Is that why you got that colors? How did you what was it like to get the SA colors?
Wow. Can't explain it. I mean, first Western Province Championships, we...
No, but that was a few years ago.
Yeah, it was a few years ago, but we saw the competition and we were like, wow, these guys are good, but you don't really know how good you are until you see yourself in someone else's eyes. And we ended up winning that one, and it was emotional for me. My first championships, my first time dancing with the crew. And then from there on, we went to the national championships as well. Won there as well, and that's where I officially was recognized to get my colors.
As a team or as an individual?
As a team.
Okay, so the whole team then wins?
Yeah,
yes.
at that stage there was no solo category.
Okay.
But yeah, as a team, this is where I got my colors from, with the team.
Okay.
So yeah, quite privileged.
Young lady, tell us a bit about the general administration of sports fitness aerobics. Are there clubs around, or how does all of this work?
We have a lot of clubs. Obviously we now in Western Cape. I mean, we have a lot of clubs in Western Cape. We have clubs in Oudtshoorn, in George, in Mossa Bay, also obviously in Gauteng, Limpopo. So we're quite nationwide. I think again we're touching so many categories. So it's we have really quite a lot of areas that we can touch, and it's always I always say we only need music. We don't need a field or a this or a that. So you just need something that can play music, and then you're okay. So yeah, we're quite nicely spread, and we have quite a few events that happen a year. We've had like a trainer workshop where new people that's interested to be trainers can be trained up. We had one in Kairos at Kairos Primary School in Delft in February, and then we had a normal coaches workshop, which we have every year. That was in Bellville, I think, just the other day. And then we actually had a new event that we had 14th of March. He actually judged a little bit for us there, Open Hip Hop Championships in Mitchell's Plain, which went very well. So yeah, and we've got Western Cape Championships coming up in, I think, 9th and 10th of May, and then which is this Western Cape Sports School. So it's just around the corner here. And then also the National Championships is the 26th to 28th of June, also here, local. So it's very exciting, lots of things. And then we've got World Champs in December. Normally it's in October, but this year's in December.
Is that this a year? Seeing it, everything's
no,
in Cape Town.
it's not here, unfortunately, hopefully soon, but that's in St. Martinique, so that's in the Caribbean. So a little bit hot for dancing, but it's a nice venue though. But it's a little bit hot for dancing, but it's cool. It's nice, yeah.
So clubs are based in studios, or where they are?
So people have different terminology for it. Either they call themselves a club or they call themselves a studio. If you want to compete, you have to affiliate to the federation. You have to submit an affiliation form, and also your constitution and all of those things, your committee and that stuff. And then you enter. We don't have the entries are normally in April, because our competition is in May. So then from there, obviously, that's the first leg is in May, and then the next is Nationals Championships, which you obviously have to obtain certain scores to be able to qualify for the next leg.
And there's strict criteria to qualify?
Yes, we have judges. We have judges, qualified judges. They do exams and all of those things, and they then obviously do the judging of the different categories, put them into ranking, put them into scores, and then if the team has a certain score, they go to the next championships.
Okay, sounds like fun. Hadley, are you studying? You finished school? What's your current status?
At the moment, employed at Cape Town Film Studios. I studied 2 years ago. I finished my studies, and then I got into an internship, and now I'm employed at Cape Town Film Studios. Yeah.
Do the people at work think you're crazy to be doing this? Let's ask that question.
No, they're quite supportive. I mean, they're quite surprised because when I started at my internship there, I mean, 6 months into it, they didn't really know I could dance. I mean,
well, that's why I'm asking that question.
Yeah, no, they were quite surprised, but they're quite supportive.
You have to, it's high impact, so you have to be fit. So it promotes health and fitness because you can't be lazy. You have to work on your fitness, you have to do a bit of running and jumping jacks and push-ups and things like that. And you have to remember choreography. So it's actually, again, it's a 2-minute routine as well. So it is the same scenario as the more difficult categories. Yeah, you just get the routine. And it's more on a beginner level. It's not that advanced, complex moves.
Absolutely. Hadley, would you say that you're a hero? Would you say that people look up to you? Or as a role model, let's put it that way.
I mean, yeah, in a way, yeah. I never used to believe it because I always just think of myself as I'm just this average guy doing, what I love and what I'm passionate about. But yeah, I have, got people that, they'll just come up to me and start a conversation and be like, you know what, I am so, no, seriously, they'll just start up and have a conversation with me, they're like, yo, you're doing big things, and we always, like wanted to be in your shoes, and we always like wanting, I'm like, yeah, you can do it. I mean, it's all about the dream and wanting the dream and what you're going to do to get to achieve it. So yeah, I do think that, like, not a lot, I'm not a hero.
But I think with the younger ones, the younger kids, they look up to,
the older ones.
Yeah,
the big
the
man
older ones.
in the SA kit.
Yeah, the kid speaks for itself, yeah, I think so.
Is that the power of sport in your life? What would you say has made sport? How has sport changed your life? Let's put it that way.
You know, the sport has really impacted on me a lot for me growing up. I mean, I started out in the sport when I was 19. So really making me into a person that, you know, a man, if I can say that. I'm not yet a man. But yeah, giving me confidence. I mean, I was never able to just go out there and go for what I want. I mean, they really gave me confidence to, you know, do what I want and, you know, go study. I was never really comfortable with myself to know that I can do this, get good grades, go study and get a job one day. And honestly, the sport has given me something to build up my confidence and to boost that, yeah.
Absolutely, that's exciting. As a coach, how did that make you feel?
The best. I always say, for me, we play a very important role in an athlete's life. For me, I always say, if you walk away a better dancer or a better athlete, amazing. If you've achieved Western Cape, Western Province colours, amazing. Protea colours, the same thing. It's the most honourable thing that you can experience. But if you walk away a person that you learned not to quit, to work together with a team, you know, when things are tough, believe in yourself. If you walk away and you've learned that, then I'm very happy. Yeah, that's for me also a big plus point.
Yeah.
Amazing.
And learn to be on time.
Well, that's what sport teaches you.
Yeah.
Sport teaches you discipline, commitment, and dedication.
Yeah.
And without that, you're not going to get anywhere.
No.
True.
How do people find out more about your sport?
Well, I mean, we're on Facebook, so they can find us there. We also have a website. I don't have the website address now. I think it's www.sasif.co.za. And then, yeah, they can just email the Western Province Secretary, Estelle Swart. I think her email is estelleswart@telkomsa.net.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they can just email and, yeah, find us Facebook, website. Yeah, and come check it with us.
Definitely. Guys, thank you for your time. We'll come
Thank you so much.
Thank you
check
so
out
much.
your champs in May.
Yes, come
Yes,
check
yes,
it out.
yes.
Definitely we'll be there.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank
Let's
you.
take a short ad break. We'll see you now. This is Sports Federation TV. We're chatting fencing. We've had an interesting chat with sport, fitness and aerobics, and now we're moving to something slightly different. Randall, how are you?
Good evening, Elton. I'm fine. Yourself?
I'm good. Welcome back in the studio.
Thank you. It's good to see you again.
Young lady. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. And you?
I'm okay. You got a nice little tracksuit. We'll discuss how you got to that tracksuit. Randall, let's start with you. Fencing is a bit of an interesting sport. You got these sabers, I think it's called.
Epee.
Epee,
Epees we
epee.
have this evening, yes. In fact, the fencer I have with me, name is Kezia Matthews. She competed last year in Botswana, the Junior African Championships, and will also be competing in the Commonwealth, Junior Commonwealth Games, which will be at UCT this year in July, the month of July. So she's part of a high performance in Cape Town itself, trains at the high performance quite regularly, and that is where we're at the moment with Kezia.
And fencing, is it a popular sport in a general sense? You don't see or hear lots about fencing, or am I mistaken?
Yeah, it's not of the same size of the major sports, but we do have quite a few people fencing. In fact, in the projects that I'm busy with, we have plus minus 60 plus fencers competing. It's a Langa Fencing Club, Crystal House, Kezia's in fact from Crystal House itself. And then of course in Manenberg we have Kristen. Kristen's helping out as an ex-student of Crystal House. She's also training on a Saturday morning, giving back to the community. So many of the learners there come from the various townships, which we're talking about Bokmakiri, we took Mitchell's Plain, Delft, Langa, Kailicha, etc. Yeah.
So fencing is growing in numbers.
Yes, we're growing in numbers. We always have our challenges, and I think the main thing is having enough equipment for all. There's lots of people that would like to fence, but the amount of equipment available and the cost is a bit of a challenge, Elton.
What's a starter kit cost for a set like this? I mean, this I may be confused, but this looks like a fairly expensive set.
No, Alton, what we actually do is that when we go to the World Champs, we have people selling and you can purchase quite cheap on the international market. It's when you import them direct, then it do cost us quite a bit, because then we have additional costs as well.
Import duties.
Yes. So in that sense, I mean, I could put a weapon together for, let's say, 160 Rand. But if I'm going to purchase a weapon, it could cost me up to 500 Rand for the very same weapon. The mask itself, also, it's the same thing there. We would pay about 500 Rand for a mask, a decent mask. A whole kit we could put together between 1,500 and 2,000 Rand. And if you look well after it, it could last you at least 4 to 5 years. So it's it works out cheap in comparison to many other sports. That is much more expensive.
And it's long lasting as well. It's not something you're going to use today and in next season you need to change it.
No.
Because it's rugged and it's hard wearing.
The worst scenario is when a blade breaks. Then you have to replace your blades. And a blade I normally overseas pick up for about 10 euros. 10 euros, that would be about 100 and odd Rand. Yeah. But if I should import it, obviously it's going to be a different scenario altogether. And with the fences that I have, we don't break many blades. If it's 2, 3 per, would I say 6 months or so? I would even say a year.
Sure.
So our weapons do last us quite
Yeah.
long. We do our own repairs as well, and that also saves us quite a bit.
For sure.
Yeah.
Young lady, the floor is yours. So tell me a bit about this tracksuit. How come you got this tracksuit?
I took part in the African Youth Games. I qualified for fencing. I was the women épée. There was one female per weapon, and I was chosen for that weapon.
How did it make you feel?
It made me feel important and proud of my achievement.
And at school, what do people think of you?
They proud, I guess.
And how did you start fencing? Where did it all start?
At school, it was my sister started. She was a fencer, and then it like influenced me, and so I also wanted to start fencing.
And she's the inspiration to get you fencing.
Yes.
Okay, we'll chat to your sister just now. So going to Port Gaborone, was that your first trip overseas?
Yes, it was.
Or out the country? Let's not say overseas.
Yes, it was the first time.
And what was it like?
It was a new experience. It was very different, and I met like a lot of strangers and people, and I made more friends.
And are you still in contact with them?
Yes, I am.
What was the competition like in South Africa versus there?
It was very different because like the other athletes, they were much older than I was and much taller, and they had like more advantage, so it was very different.
So how do people find out more about fencing? Is there a Facebook page? Is there YouTube? All of those kinds of things?
We're still under SAFA, South African Amateur Fencing Association. The new name is Fencing Federation of South Africa. You'll also see under Western Cape Fencing. Also, you'll find that you can get information there. On Facebook, yes, you just Google fencing, Western Cape fencing. You'll find it there also, as well as South African fencing. And
But your Facebook page is full of fencing stuff as well.
oh yeah. Well, I'm so to say full-time involved with fencing. So a lot of things do pass through my Facebook page. If you do go on my Facebook page, you'll be able to go to the others as well, connect immediately.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what's next other than the Commonwealth, Junior Commonwealth Games, I think you said, eh?
Yes, the Junior World Commonwealth Games is being held in July. But we also have a very important competition taking place before that, and that's in May, the 1st to the 3rd of May. That's going to be in Gauteng. It's an international event, senior épée, ladies épée event. It's a ranking event, so people will participate from right around the world. It's the first for us. In the last, we had a very major, big competition, if I can recall, was 1997. We had the World Championships. We had the Africa Championships in 2013 in Cape Town, but this world event is new for us, and this will be taking place the 1st to the 3rd of May in Johannesburg.
And are athletes preparing for it? Have they qualified?
Oh yes, they're definitely preparing. They are in the process of qualification. Because we're hosting, there's extras allowed to participate as well. And with my last meeting that I've attended as such, everything is going to plan, yes.
And did we have to upgrade lots of things to make this event happen from a technical point of view?
Oh, Elton, yes. When you do an international event, obviously it's international standards. And when you do it for the first time, the cost is quite a bit. You really have to go to town. You have to get piece, which we fence on. The quality and the standard of it must be proper. The equipment, videoing, everything, all those things have to come in. At the same time of that, we're hoping to be using possibly in Cape Town as well with the Junior Commonwealth Games. Yeah.
So you got the event in May, you got the Commonwealth, Junior Commonwealth, and from a league point of view, do you guys have leagues? Do you have regular competitions in Western Province?
Oh yes, we have the Western Province competitions, and we have the Western Cape competitions. We just had a Western Cape competition at Crystal House about a month ago, which was the 2nd ranking. In fact, I sent some information through. We also have, for the first time this year, a competition in Port Elizabeth. Last year we had a first in George, which was very interesting, very nice, especially for people from the other provinces who have never been in that particular areas. We do also assist our development fences with accommodation. And in the 25th of July, the competition we are hosting at Crystal House, we're also going to assist with accommodation as we do have some beds available, especially for those kids who cannot afford accommodation. Yeah.
So fencing's alive and well in other parts of the Western Cape, not just Cape Town.
Oh yes, a very interesting project I was involved with is Namatu Fencing Club. It's in Namatu Township, and that is in Port Alfred. And it was really amazing when I came there for the first time to see this taking place. And I'm sure they will also come down to compete as such. And they were the starters, and after that we have the University of Port Elizabeth, who's also come on board now. So fencing in the Eastern Cape has taken. We're now busy in the Northern Cape, in Barkly West,
Nice.
small town. But yes, we have some small projects going as well.
Awesome. Randall, thank you for your time.
It's a pleasure.
Let's take a short ad break. We'll come back to more fencing after the break. See you now. This is Sports Federation TV. We're chatting fencing. I'm joined by Kristen, the older sister.
Hi.
So,
Good evening.
according to Kezia, you are the reason that she's sitting in that tracksuit. Is that true?
Well, sort of, because I started fencing at Crystal House. So she used to, when I used to babysit, I used to take her with me to my matches. But it also 50% it was all her hard work, so it's half me and half her.
Okay, so tell us a bit about you. I mean, you come from where? Where do you guys grow up?
In Manenberg, both of us, we live in Manenberg. Manenberg, as you know, it's a crime-infested area, but there are a lot of good things happening in Manenberg, and there are a lot of good people with great talents in Manenberg. I and my sister, we had the opportunity to go to a very good school, Crystal House, South Africa. So therefore, it also put us one ahead of the rest of the people in our community. So.
And then you started fencing.
Yes, I started fencing when I was grade 9, I think. Started with Randall. I started fencing, and then thereafter I went to Senegal into 2011. The end of 2011, I went there for 1 year, and I did a professional fencing coaching course, and it is accredited with the International Fencing Federation.
What was that like, going for a year to a foreign country,
It was very
just
different.
doing fencing?
It was very, very different. I couldn't speak French. Just very, very different. But I learned very quickly. I learned to pick up the culture and the people also, and also better myself in the sport that I love, and also find a different aspect of fencing and not just being an athlete, but also going into coaching.
Kizia, did you miss your sister? Or you happy not to have her though?
It was half and half.
And now that she's back, does she coach you? Because she's now a top class international coach.
She does coach me sometimes, but the studying takes most of the time, so there's not really full-time coaching happening.
Okay, now I'm going to ask you a question. Have the two of you competed against each other?
Yes.
And who's the winner?
The last round she won me. She won me. I'll give that to her. But it's because I'm a good coach, so it's given.
Oh, is that what it is? Is that what it is? Let's see what fencing's really about. These two have decided to put on a show for us. Let's check it out.
Your point always has to face the outside, otherwise it will also be a point for yourself and for your opponent. So our first, this is your on-guard position. The on-guard position is important because all movements afterwards come from your on-guard position. So your other movements after this will not be executed perfectly if your on-guard position is not okay. So now we're going to do a direct attack. So I'm going to invite her to face the touch me. Okay, that's good. Okay, so now to get a perfect touch, you have to keep your opponent's leg outside of you. That's outside, okay? And okay. The double lunge. It's a small step, which is called balestra lunge, which is Italian for small hop. She had a balestra and then a lunge, which then means that the distance that I took was way too big. So she closed on her opponent by adding a balestra to a step. That is very proactive. So now we are back at the touch distance, where she can touch me from where she's standing, right? So now I'm going to add another step. Perfect. And now this. Okay. That is perfect. Now you can put your arm back. Okay. So now we're going to do an indirect attack. An indirect attack means that I'll add pressure to a weapon by opening my hand to supination and her arm will be in pronation, and then she will close my weapon at the same time. Supination. Perfect. Now let's turn around. So now we're going to do an indirect attack. So the minute I add pressure, you disengage and that's right. That's the outside. Perfect. Your foot will not go there. Very good.
That was quite interesting, you two playing with the, what's it called?
Epes.
Epee. Interesting name. So now that you both into fencing, what did the rest of your community feel about you being involved in fencing? I mean, it's different for them in Manenberg.
Yes, it is very different. A lot of people has different perceptions of the sport, but I've tried with my small club that I have going on in Manenberg on Saturday morning, Manenberg Blades, to also get the children involved with fencing and also to open up their minds and to have them experience like a quarter of what I've experienced.
And is it working?
Sort of.
When you walk around with this SA tracksuit, what do people say in Manenberg?
They ask me what sport I do, and then I explain, and then they ask me what is it all about, so I tell them, and I give them like a view, an overview of what fencing is really about.
And you give them a demo in the street, like, this is how it's done.
Not really.
Why not?
Not always.
Is that not what it's about?
No.
And do you find that after you explain that people come and they want to participate?
Sometimes people say they want to start fencing, and then I don't know, they just forget or something.
So how big is your club, Christine?
Well, there's like 20 to 25 children from age 7 to say 60.
And how often do you coach them? Once a week only?
It used to be on Thursday afternoons after school, but my studies had to take priority, so I shifted it to Saturday mornings.
So now you coach and you study and you participate as well, or
Yes,
you,
I started to participate again recently again.
is that why she could beat you?
Yes,
Because you
that's the
keep
only
getting
reason
back.
why.
You're getting back, and someone else is in top form. You know,
Yes,
got the high
yes.
performance. Eh? Kizia, so where else do you compete? Are you in the league, or do you just in the high performance program?
Yeah, I'm also in the national team for South Africa, and we compete in different provinces around during the year, and that's where we get our national ranking and our provincial ranking.
So when you come in as Kizia and they hear the name, do people get scared?
Only
'Cause you're an SA
sometimes,
player.
only sometimes people feel kind of intimidated because of my uniform.
And how does that make you feel?
It makes me feel good about myself because then I have like one advantage, I think, because people are gonna like be afraid, so I can win.
Does that mean that that you play harder, or do you take it easier because now people are intimidated by you?
I play harder
Why?
so that I can have better points
Okay.
and go further in the competition.
Okay. And you, how often do you compete now? You said you just started. Is it league, or are you back into?
No, with fencing we have national and provincial rankings. So depending on your provincial ranking, you move on to national ranking, just like in any other sport. So 2 weeks ago I competed in the provincial. So I'm hoping to compete further.
Okay. On next Saturday morning, where do people come and see the club in Manenberg?
Manenberg at Green Pastures Church on the corner of Jordan and Tuinefontein.
Do we need to bring anything? Can we just rock up?
No, but dress comfortably.
Shorts, t-shirt, tacky.
Yes.
Is that comfortably? Not in a SA tracksuit.
If you have one, you can.
If you, only if you have one, you can. Eh? Ladies, thank you. It's
Thank
been
you.
great having you in studio.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'll be watching you and to see the results as you climb up and see you at the Junior Commonwealth Games. Okay? Let's take a short ad break. We'll see you now. This is Sports Federation TV. We had an interesting chat with the sisters, Kristen and Kezia Matthews, and also the interesting demonstration on how wonderful fencing is. We move on now to a bit of biathlon. We went to the SA Champs out in Stellenbosch and we caught up with those there, and let's take a look at some of the action of what happened there. Let's check it out.
Dan kom by die vinnigste van die hele klop nou, Boland en baan 1, Boland se bokpak.
What's your name?
Katie Gill.
And you?
Angel Gill.
Are you sisters?
Yes.
And tell me, what did you do here today?
We ran and swam.
Yeah.
800 meter for running and 50 meter swimming. We practiced there and actually at Stingrays
And how long have you been playing?
for many years. when we said before.
We've got the SA Champs here. There's swimming and running. We were fortunate enough to have it here at Stellenbosch University. We've got, I think it's 846 athletes and around about 2,000 people that have pitched up, and we've had the proper Stellenbosch weather, so it's been great. Just after 7 this morning, and they're finishing it after 5, and then we've got a function at Polderus tonight for all the participants.
One day when I'm all grown up, I'm going to swim like that. While we were there, we caught up with the Archie Marcraft, the SA Biathlon chairperson and president, and he told us a bit about how the competition runs, where things happen, what makes the competition exciting. Let's check it out and let's see what he had to say.
I'm the president of the South African Biathlon Association. This is our 40th SA Championships. It's wonderful to be in Stellenbosch. We've got 630 athletes taking part, both in the running and the swimming, so it is a wonderful day for us. The weather is playing fine. I believe it was raining in Cape Town with the two oceans, but we're lucky, we swim, so rain doesn't bother us. From 15 provinces, from Limpopo, Mpumalanga. Some guys travel 2,000 kilometers to get here. There are clubs in certain provinces. We make use of a lot of schools. I mean, schools are our feeding ground. Yes, whatever you want to do, contact us and you can do biathlon. It's a family sport. Everybody can take part, from the father to the smallest guy under 9.
As you can see, biathlon's been around for 40 years, as Mr. Marcraft said, and that it's still a growing sport, and it's predominantly based with schools and how schools get involved. We then caught up with Mr. Gerard Lawrence, the SA Biathlon executive member, who told us a bit about how the competition works, where we can find clubs, and how biathlon really happens. Let's take a listen.
Okay, tweekamp is 'n sport met 'n hardloop en 'n swembeen. Jy hardloop die afstand volgens jou ouderdom. Ons het van onder 8 tot by meesters wat bo 60 jaar oud is. Dis mans en vroue, en dan die swemgedeelte is of 50 of 100 meter. Wat tweekamp so 'n gewilde sport maak, is dat jy hoef nie spesifiek daarvoor te oefen nie. Of jy's 'n atleet of jy's 'n swemmer of beide. So skoolkinders oefen vir atletiek, hulle oefen vir swem, en dan kan hulle tweekamp doen omdat 'n swem en 'n hardloopbeen saam is. Okay, WP het nie spesifiek klubs nie. Dis 'n nie winsgewende organisasie. WP het 'n webblad, www.wpbiathlon.co.za. Jy kan al die inligting daarop kry. Ons seisoen strek van 1 September tot by Paasnaweek wanneer die SA kampioenskappe plaasvind. Ons het 'n skoolkompetisie in die WP, so as jy Saterdag aan die liga byeenkomste deelneem, dan neem jy ook vir jou skool deel. Aan die einde van die seisoen dan wen die wenskool sekere pryse en 'n skild ensovoorts. Okay, in die WP het ons hierdie jaar in ons WP span by die SA kampioenskappe Hendrik de Villiers. Hy's 'n ex-Olimpiese en 'n Statebond driekamp atleet, en dan ook Wiekie van der Merwe wat huidigelik vir die Suid-Afrikaanse span driekamp aan deelneem.
As you can see, we also caught up with Mr. Chris Jansen, the SA Biathlon Honorary President, who told us a bit about his views and how and why competition happens, and how exciting it is to be part of all of this. Let's take a listen and see what he had to say.
You know, I've been involved in biathlon for many years. I started because my sons got involved. In 1980, I was then in Pretoria. I took part in Northern Transvaal, and I just enjoy doing biathlon. It's nice, and what we appreciate, and we're so glad to say that we've got excellent sportsmanship between our athletes. It was so touching this morning when I saw two master biathletes, both going for the South African record, supporting each other, helping each other, warming up together. And eventually, they don't know who's going to win the competition. We're all excited about it, really looking forward to that. And what's so special about biathlon is we start with under 8s, and we do, as we say, up to boys and girls under 70. But now today we have 2 athletes taking part over the age of 70. I'm really, really very proud to be the honorary president of SA Biathlon.
As you can see, all the people we've spoken to at the event are very passionate about biathlon. They're very passionate about the sport, very passionate about how it creates opportunities for them to be involved in the sport. We then decided to chat to some athletes and see what their thoughts were on taking part. Let's check this out.
Biathlon. That's running and swimming, and you get different age groups. I did the 2000 under 17, and I'm about to do the 100 meter freestyle. One week boys high school. I'm in matric at the moment. My run, I did pretty well. I ran my personal best time today, 6:10. I usually run like 6:24. It's pretty good, and I'm hoping to swim like a 105. Yeah.
I'm from Ella. I'm from Cape Town. I study at Stellenbosch.
At Durbanville. 3 years now. I think it's just great fun. Yeah, I enjoy it.
Yeah, for 4 years. I also enjoy it. Very challenging.
10 years. I enjoy the gears. The atmosphere is very awesome, and yeah, it's fun.
I think it was really tough today.
It's top quality athletes.
Hectic, It's SA champs. There's some very good people here.
As I mentioned earlier, most of these athletes that participated were school-going athletes. The next phase would be to move along into the actual world of triathlon and biathlon, where they can participate in longer distances and eventually participate in the Ironman in South Africa, in Port Elizabeth, as well as the local triathlon series hosted by Western Province Triathlon. We now move over to the community diary. Let's see what's coming up this weekend in your area. Let's check it out. So tomorrow morning, for those of you who want to explore a bit longer distances, the Leapfrog 21 kilometer run happens at the Gordons Bay Primary School, starts at 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. We also have the Ice Hockey World Championships Division 2, which is a great coup for Western Province Ice Hockey to host these championships. They did it last year and they maintained their position. So let's go and support them at the Grand West Ice Rink. Let's go book a CompuTicket and let's go support our local guys. We also have the Dirtopia Trail Run happening on Sunday morning at the 8 Cake Wine Estate in Stellenbosch. The run starts at 7:30. Let's go down there and participate and have some fun. Last but not least, it's predominantly running this weekend, I see. We have the Neon Run happening out on Sunday afternoon at the Kenilworth Racecourse. Gates open at 3 o'clock. For more information and for tickets, go to www.neonrun.co.za. All that's left for me to say is thanks for watching the show. We look forward to more participation with you. Go on to our Western Province Sports Council Facebook. Tell us what's happening in your area. Tweet us at Sports Council, Western Province Sports Council. Tweet me at Alton Davids 25. Have yourself an amazing weekend. See you soon. Same time, same place, 9 o'clock Fridays. Cheers.